Hello everybody, K-Whip here, and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the beloved sniper rifle, which you get from the Menagerie, and I'm going to start off by telling you how you get this weapon. So what you need in your chalice is to have one of the Rune of Jubilations put into the top slot, which makes it so you get sniper rifles, and then in your second slot, I believe you need any red rune. I believe I used a Rune of Cunning to get mine, and in order for you to get red runes, you need to unlock the Rune Compatibility 1, so you will have to spend some Imperials on that if you do not have that unlocked yet. And then once you complete the Menagerie with your chalice set up like that, you will get the Beloved, which is quite a good sniper, as I will talk about throughout this video. And so for our next step, let's look at the role that I actually got on mine. I have Ambitious Assassin, which isn't the greatest PvP perk. As you pick up kills after you reload, your magazine will be larger. I mean, that could potentially be helpful for getting clips, but it's not going to come into play very much at all. Next up is a new perk, No Distractions. Aiming this weapon for a short period reduces flinch. It takes about 2 seconds for this to proc while aimed down sight. I think shooting is going to reset that timer, however, because I'll put a clip on screen where I'm aimed down sight for quite a few seconds, but I'm shooting consistently, and the buff never shows up in the bottom left corner. So I think if you are firing, then it kind of resets the amount of time that it takes for it to give you that reduced flinch. And in my 2 hours or so of playing with the Beloved, I don't know if I got a single kill where No Distractions actually helped me out. I actually did fight through flinch quite a few times and make some really nice shots while I was getting flinched heavily, but most of those were before the perk even set in and were kind of faster shots where I wasn't aimed down in my scope very long. So even though No Distractions maybe has some potential and could be a decent perk, when I was playing with it, it didn't seem to make much of a difference, and it also just didn't come into play all that much. But overall, there's not a ton of perks that are really good for snipers outside of like Snapshot, so getting No Distractions and like Snapshot or Quick Draw would be a pretty good option, and overall you can't really complain with that. Now for our last two perks that we got a Pendant Mag or Flared Mag. Well, I'm going with a Pendant Mag because I like having that higher magazine size, better for trying to go for clips, and Flared Mag is just increasing my stability and reload speed a little bit, which I don't find worth it on a sniper rifle. Then we have Arrowhead Brake or Polygon Rifling. I'm going with Arrowhead Brake because it increases the handling, which is a little low on the sniper rifle, and handling is something that you always want to bump up on your snipers, because that helps you aim in faster and also switch to it faster. So handling is huge, and you definitely want to go with the one that increases the handling, which is Arrowhead Brake in this situation. And then finally for my masterwork, I got a Reload Speed masterwork, which I'm not going to fully redeem because I feel like I can get a better roll than this if I keep grinding for the Beloved. And then also mine did roll with Targeting Adjuster, so that also happened. And so that's the roll in its entirety. Now let's talk about the weapon a little bit. It is in the 90 rounds per minute archetype, which puts it kind of in the middle rate of fire of the sniper rifles. And honestly, this archetype might be the worst. I kind of feel like you want to go with either the faster double body speed with the fastest rate of fire sniper rifles, and those also typically have a bit more aim assistance, or you want the higher body damage so you can clean up people with your primary easier with the slowest rate of fire archetype. However, the differences in between these snipers aren't all that big, and they can all be pretty good. But one thing that's really strong about this sniper for it being in the 90 RPM archetype is that I think it has the highest aim assistance for a 90 RPM, or at least close to it at 68, which is close to what a lot of the 140 RPM archetypes have. So even though this is in kind of an unfavorable archetype, it does have a lot of aim assistance, which is kind of uncharacteristic of the 90 RPM archetype, and it kind of shows. As you'll see in this video, I hit a lot of drag shots where I'm adjusting a lot in my scope, and those are shots that are easier to hit when you have high aim assist values, so I could certainly feel that effect on this sniper. The other thing that is really fantastic about this gun is its scope. I think it has maybe the best sniper scope in the game. It's probably my personal favorite. It reminds me a lot of the D1 sight Short Gaze, which was a short zoom scope with a very simple circular dot in the middle, which is basically what this thing has. and I find it very reminiscent of short gaze. So between the aim assistance and the actual sight, when you are down in your scope, this feels like one of the best snipers in the game to me. However, the one thing that I find lacking on this sniper rifle is its handling, as I mentioned a little bit before. It really does not feel all that fast. It's probably because I'm pretty used to using snipers with snapshot, but this gun doesn't aim in all that fast. That's where the weapon could be stronger and where it lacks in comparison to some of the other top tier snipers of the game. So if you get snapshot on your beloved, that could be a whole different story and maybe a handling masterwork. And then this thing could just become an overall monster for you, who knows. And then one final thing about the gun is, boy is it a beauty. Let's just take a quick look at this gun right here. And that's without changing the shader at all. That thing just looks gorgeous. And there's it with calluses selected, which is also really nice. But anyway, that's going to be everything I have to say about the Beloved. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.
And still you triumph. Marvelous.